All right, ready to dive into wedding dress silhouettes?
Oh, yes.
We're taking a deep dive into this article from Darianna Bridal and Tuxedo.
They're a bridal shop in Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, exactly. They've got some great advice for different body types.
I feel like this is something that every bride needs to know.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely. We're here to distill those key tips.
love it. I feel like people might miss some stuff just reading the article.
Yeah, there are some real aha moments.
Totally. Like little hidden gems.
Exactly. And the first thing they emphasize is that a bride should wear whatever dress makes her feel the most beautiful.
Yes. Forget the rules.
It's all about finding a dress that makes you feel amazing.
Right. And the best way to do that is by understanding how different silhouettes work with your unique shape.
Okay, so let's start with our petite brides out there.
They might be looking to create the illusion of height.
So for our petite listeners, what are some of the silhouettes the article recommends?
They really emphasize column or sheath silhouettes.
Okay, classic and elegant.
Yes. And slim A-lines.
Okay.
And fit and flare gowns.
Fit and flare.
But with a caveat, the skirt can't be too full.
Okay, so not like a super poofy skirt.
Yeah, exactly. These styles, they all tend to elongate the frame.
Okay, so it draws the eye upward.
Right. You'll find a lot of petite-friendly dresses. They feature a minimal bodice
Oh, okay.
and a skirt that flows smoothly without too much volume,
I see.
which helps create a streamlined look.
Got it. That makes sense.
It's all about creating a long, unbroken line.
So I bet avoiding anything too fussy or overwhelming is key.
Absolutely. And the article specifically cautions against heavy hems,
Right.
ball gowns,
Of course.
and even basque waists for petite brides.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't considered how a basque waist might overwhelm a petite frame.
Yeah, I guess it has to do with where it hits on the torso.
Could you elaborate on that a bit?
Of course, a basque waist, it typically sits lower than a natural waistline,
Right.
which can visually shorten the torso.
Mm.
And that can make a petite person appear even shorter. I see.
The added volume around the hips can also throw off the proportions.
That's so interesting. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about our curvy brides.
Yes.
What does the article suggest for them?
This is where things get really fun because there are so many stunning options for curvy figures.
I bet.
The article highlights A-lines,
Yeah, classic.
fit and flares,
Okay.
and even the trendy basque waistline,
Oh, really?
but with a focus on proper structure and support.
Makes sense. While I totally agree that A-lines are universally flattering, I wonder if a bride with a very small bust might find them a bit too loose in the bodice.
You've hit on a great point. It's all about finding a dress that fits your unique curves.
Okay.
For someone with a smaller bust, an A-line with a more fitted bodice,
Okay.
or some strategic tailoring, that can create a more balanced look.
I see.
Now, for brides with a fuller bust, the article specifically emphasizes the importance of bodice support,
Oh, right. Yeah.
like corset boning or built-in bras. Makes sense. So fit and flare, you mentioned that was good for a specific curvy shape.
Exactly. They're especially great for apple shapes
Oh, okay.
because they highlight those curves while drawing attention to the waist.
I see, accentuating in all the right places. Now, I'm curious about the basque waistline for curvy brides. It seems like that could go either way, depending on the overall design.
You're absolutely right. The key here is to look for a basque waist that sits below the hip line,
Okay.
accentuating those curves in all the right ways. This style is a fantastic option for pear shapes because it balances the hips and creates a beautifully defined silhouette.
Okay, so we've talked silhouettes, but what about necklines for our curvy brides?
The article highlights several flattering necklines that provide both style and support. They recommend V-necks with straps,
Right.
which elongate the neckline while offering support,
Okay.
as well as sweetheart necklines,
Oh, yeah, so romantic.
which accentuate the bust in a balanced way. Straight
Yeah.
strapless styles can also work beautifully, but only with proper fit and structure.
So nothing too plunging or revealing without the right support, I'm guessing.
Precisely. The article cautions against strapless gowns without adequate bust support
Right.
and deep sweetheart or plunge V-neck lines because they can create an unbalanced look
Okay.
or even lead to wardrobe malfunctions.
Noted. No one wants a dress disaster on their big day. Okay, let's move on to our long and lean listeners. They often face a unique set of challenges, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They often need extra length in a gown,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and some might want to create the illusion of curves. The article suggests embracing dramatic styles like ball gowns.
No, that's a statement silhouette. I can see how a ball gown could be amazing for adding volume and balancing out height.
Exactly. They also recommend A-lines,
Always a good choice.
which are always a flattering choice, and full skirts with heavy hems,
Oh, wow. Dramatic.
all of which add dimension and visual interest.
So it's all about playing with volume and proportion to create a balanced look.
You got it. And when it comes to necklines, for our long and lean brides, the article suggests considering scoop, sweetheart, and off-the-shoulder styles.
Okay.
These necklines help to soften the long vertical lines of the body and create a more balanced look.
What about styles they should avoid? I'm starting to see some patterns here in terms of what not to choose.
Right. For this body type, they recommend steering clear of column or sheath silhouettes,
Oh, really?
which can be too simple and highlight the lack of curves.
Oh, okay.
Mermaid styles can have the same effect,
I see.
and they also caution against dropped waists or high necklines,
Okay.
which can make a long torso appear even longer.
I'm starting to understand how important those visual proportions are.
And that's exactly what this deep dive is all about.
It's like a whole new way of thinking about fashion.
We want you to feel confident in knowing what to look for
Right.
and what to avoid. Now, before we move on to the next section,
Yeah.
there's one more crucial piece of advice from the article that I think deserves its own spotlight.
Okay. Let's hear it. I'm all ears. I bet it's about finding the right bridal stylist.
You read my mind. They emphasize the importance of finding a bridal stylist who truly understands different body types
Right.
and can offer personalized guidance.
It's like having a fashion expert in your corner, someone who knows all the tricks of the trade and can help you navigate the sometimes overwhelming world of wedding dresses. It makes such a difference. I remember when I first started trying on dresses, I was so lost. I had no idea what would look good on me.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I found a stylist who really understood my body type that I started to feel confident and excited about the process.
It's such an emotional experience, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Having that expert guidance can help ground you and ensure you stay true to your vision. A good stylist can also offer those aha moments, suggesting styles you might never have considered but end up being perfect.
Totally. They have that eye for detail and can spot things you might miss. Like maybe a dress needs a slight alteration to really flatter your figure, or a particular fabric drapes in a way that complements your shape.
Speaking of fabric, that's something the article touches on as well.
Okay.
It's not just about the silhouette, it's also the materials used.
Right.
A heavier fabric like satin can add structure and smooth out curves, while a lighter fabric like chiffon creates a more flowy, romantic look.
That's so true. I never would have thought about fabric playing such a big role in the overall effect.
It's those subtle details that can make all the difference. And Darianna Bridal also points out the importance of considering the venue and style of your wedding when choosing a dress.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
A beach wedding might call for a different silhouette than a formal ballroom affair, for example.
Right. You wouldn't want to be dragging a heavy train through the sand.
No.
I imagine a flowy, lightweight gown would be much more practical and fitting for a beach setting.
Exactly. And a grand ball gown might be the perfect choice for a more traditional, elegant setting. It's all about creating a cohesive look that reflects your personal style and the overall vibe of your wedding.
And that's where a good bridal stylist can really shine. They can help you see the potential of different styles and guide you towards choices that align with your vision for the day. Plus, they can also help you navigate the sea of embellishments and details that can sometimes feel overwhelming.
Yes. Lace, beading, appliques.
So much.
There's so many beautiful options, but it's important to use them strategically.
Okay.
A delicate lace overlay can create a romantic and ethereal look, while intricate beading can add sparkle and glamour.
And as we've been discussing, those details can also be used to highlight certain features or even create the illusion of a different silhouette.
Exactly. For instance, a beaded bodice can draw attention to the waistline and create a more defined shape, while a flowing skirt with minimal embellishments can elongate the legs.
It's all about finding the right balance and using those design elements to your advantage. I'm realizing now that there's so much more to choosing a wedding dress than just picking a pretty style. It's almost like an art form.
You've hit the nail on the head. It's about understanding the principles of proportion, balance, and visual harmony.
Right.
And while it can seem daunting at first,
Yeah,
hopefully this deep dive has given you a better understanding of the key elements to consider.
I think so too. And I hope our listeners are feeling more confident and excited about the prospect of finding their dream dress.
Me too. Remember, this is your special day, and you deserve to feel absolutely radiant.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, are there any key takeaways you want to reiterate for our listeners?
Absolutely. First and foremost, remember the golden rule. Wear what makes you feel beautiful.
Yes.
Confidence is the most important accessory.
Couldn't agree more. And don't be afraid to experiment with different silhouettes and styles. You might be surprised at what flatters your figure.
And if you're feeling overwhelmed, seek out a bridal stylist who understands body types and can offer personalized guidance. They can be your trusted advisor throughout this exciting process.
Perfect advice. And I think it's important to add that this is supposed to be a fun and memorable experience. Don't let the pressure of finding the one take away from the joy of trying on beautiful dresses and envisioning yourself on your big day.
That's such a great point. Embrace the journey, try on as many dresses as you need to, and most importantly, trust your instincts.
Yes.
When you have the right dress, you'll know it.
You'll just know. It will feel like a perfect fit,
Yeah.
both literally and figuratively.
Totally.
And you'll radiate confidence and beauty on your special day.
So true. And speaking of feeling beautiful, let's circle back to something Darianna Bridal emphasizes in their article, the emotional aspect of wedding dress shopping.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about finding a dress that flatters your shape. It's about finding a dress that makes you feel something special.
Yes. It's about finding a dress that embodies your personality, your style, and the overall feeling you want to evoke on your wedding day.
Exactly. They encourage brides to think about the story they want their dress to tell. Do you want to feel like a princess in a fairy tale, a modern goddess, a bohemian beauty?
I love that. It's almost like the dress becomes a symbol of your love story and the journey you're embarking on together.
It's about more than just the aesthetics. It's about the emotions and the memories you want to create. And letting that vision guide your choices can help you find a dress that feels truly authentic and meaningful to you.
So much yes to that. Because at the end of the day, it's your wedding, your love story, your moment to shine. And the right dress will only enhance that inner radiance.
Beautifully said. So to wrap up this deep dive into the world of wedding dress silhouettes, I think the most important takeaway is to trust your instincts and have fun with the process. Don't get bogged down by rules or expectations.
Right. Embrace the journey, try on different styles, and let yourself be surprised by what you discover. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way.
We hope this deep dive has given you the knowledge and confidence to approach wedding dress shopping with a clear vision and a sense of excitement.
Happy shopping, everyone! We can't wait to hear all about the dress of your dreams.